We've got an earnings alert on Robinhood. That stock is down about 8.4% after reporting. Let's get to Kate Rooney with the details. Kate.
Hey, Melissa. Robinhood with a big miss on the top and bottom line in the third quarter, as well as a slowdown in user growth and in crypto trading activity. The company says all of that will persist into the end of this year. Crypto trading really had stolen the show in the second quarter. In the third quarter, though, the one they reported today, it brought in about $51 million of transaction-based revenue from cryptocurrency trading. That was down about 78% from the prior quarter, although it was still up more than 800% from a year ago. CEO Vlad Tenev on the call that just kicked off at the top of the hour, saying that Robinhood saw considerably fewer new funded accounts and lower revenue compared to Q2. He says, looking back to the quarter, we saw huge interest in crypto, especially in Doge, leading to a large number of new customers joining the platform and record revenues. He's referring about the second quarter there. That activity, though, slowed down in the most recent quarter. He says historically our growth has come in waves. The surges have come during periods of increased volatility or market events. I also caught up with CFO Jason Warnick after the earnings came out. He said it's really going to be impossible for the company to accurately predict revenue on a quarter-to-quarter basis. A lot of unpredictability there. Robinhood forecasting some of the same factors that impacted the most recent quarter to persist throughout the end of this year. That includes some of the seasonal headwinds, retail trading activity slowing down. Robinhood looking for about 660,000 new accounts in the upcoming quarter. Pretty much the same levels they saw in Q3. That's way down, though, from the first quarter when they were seeing millions of people joining the platform. That guidance weighing on the stock here after hours, as you said in the intro. It's down, looking like down about 8% here after hours. Back to you.
So they're looking at no new user growth quarter on
Pretty
quarter.
Much flat, exactly.
And we've seen a decline in average revenue per user, a decline in transactions.
Yeah,
okay.
After a blowout first quarter and really a lack of viral events to drive some of that growth.
Yep. Kate, thanks. Kate Rooney. Dan Nathan, what should one pay for a stock like this where the CFO himself says you can't predict quarter to quarter anything? And we've seen massive declines.
They shouldn't pay anything. They should sell the stock. I'm not saying to sell it down 10% right here. I mean, listen, what they pulled before their IPO, okay, but launching Dogecoin on the platform, it was like giving like a fat kid candy every morning for breakfast. They knew exactly what they were doing. They were trying to rip this thing into the IPO. The fact that they've gone from 231 million in crypto revenue, which was predominantly Doge in that Q2, down to 51 million, is a joke. I mean, listen, this app should be in your gambling folder on your iPhone because that's what it exists to do. And when you think about the user growth pulling back, we know what the account size was in that last quarter. That's what it is. This is not democratizing anything. It is a gambling app, a legal one, on your iPhone. And that's about it. And they may try to add this and that or whatever. And you know what? Let me tell you something. I think Vlad was on Cramer last week. He's not good at it. He should actually stop talking to the street here. And especially when, you have the president of their securities division trading ahead of their non-trading order back in GameStop that came out in the quarter. I mean, this thing just doesn't seem like it's ready for the prime time just yet. And we know that the stuff with Robin and all this stuff, with Citadel is not done. So I don't get it, man. I think there's just much better places to invest in the markets. I don't think they've democratized anything.
I mean, we haven't even uttered the words payment for order flow and the possibility that that somehow gets changed by the SEC, which is in fact looking at this. And that also threatens the business model of this company, Guy.
Yeah, not only threatens it. I mean, we talk about Facebook's existential risk. That's it for Robinhood. And listen, Dan is being a tad bit harsh, but doesn't mean he's wrong. And, I never really thought there was anything particularly innovative about the company other than the name, to be honest with you. And I think we're starting to learn that now. And one of the points I've made, and I'll make again, if the market says that Robinhood's a $33 billion company, that's great, wonderful. But then there's no way at all the NASDAQ should be a $33 billion company. Something's wrong there. And my sense is it's wrong on both sides. NASDAQ should be a lot higher, which has been happening, and Robinhood should be a lot lower, which will begin to happen, in my opinion.
What are the extrapolations that one makes seeing Robinhood's results, or do we make any to, Guy was making one to the NASDAQ valuation. Do we make any to Coinbase? Do we make any to other sort of related exchange or marketplace trades, Tim?
I think apples and oranges to NASDAQ. I think to the extent that there's been high correlation to crypto, I think it makes a lot of sense to compare it to Coinbase. I think you have a demographic that's very similar to Coinbase. I think the fact that the 51 million in crypto related revenues is up, ninefold year over year is still pretty impressive. And I know the growth for a growth company is disappointing, especially let's talk about user accounts. But think about the pull forward that they had, and think about the Reddit moment in time, and think about again the user base. I'm not terribly impressed by the size of these funded accounts and the fact that that's flat and sideways, but it hasn't fallen. And you can't tell me that the street didn't price in these numbers before this event, or maybe they've tacked on another 8% here. But we knew where equity trading was going to be. We knew crypto was down. We knew options were a sweet spot. And again, think about the demographic here. The fact that options trading is hot doesn't surprise me, and I think they have a very valuable audience. I think at this point you priced in a whole lot of bad news. You still have a very sticky, loyal customer base.
Does this, Karen, educate you as to how you think about E-Trade within Morgan Stanley, for instance?
Absolutely. I was just thinking of that. E-Trade, I don't know what the embedded value the market's giving for E-Trade within Morgan Stanley, but I don't think it's enough relative to this. So I think, to your earlier question, Coinbase is probably, taking some of Robinhood's crypto away. But I think that the valuation here, you can go a lot of different ways, and I think get a better valuation or better. So a Blackstone, a BlackRock, a Morgan Stanley, and I know there are probably a Charles Schwab. I don't know the valuation right now, but I know that it's materially less than this. I know those are really not cool and very old school, but they do make a ton of money. So that's interesting to me. I'd much rather be buying Morgan Stanley right here than Robinhood down to, I don't know where it is right now, 37 maybe?
Yep, down 9% right now in the after hours. We'll keep watch on this one.